Welcome, KZOOMers. So happy to see your beautiful faces.
Yes.
And we're celebrating Lina's birthday today.
All right. What a great birthday day.
And just 10 days ago, it was Ziva Lev's birthday.
Right up there in this corner in our screen.
No. A different Ziva Lev. Is she still there? Sophia Miriam? She's right here.
Oh my goodness.
She's right here. She's 10 days old.
Oh my God, my endorphins are just going. Wow.
And she's going to take in the chant.
Woo.
10 days ago. So coming into this world here,
Welcome.
coming into our chant circle, we want to welcome her, Ziva Lev, the one with the radiant heart.
Ooh.
And so it's kind of exciting. So we, the challenge that we face in this crazy world is that the world is filled with contradictions, filled with paradox, and it can throw us off, or it can lead us to an expansion of consciousness. The very same thing that can, sort of stop the mind because it doesn't make any sense, can actually send us to a wider consciousness. And so that's what this morning's practice is. I'm looking at Tony and Johnny. It's tomorrow.
Morning.
The practice is about, this idea of paradox, something that seems like a contradiction, sends us to be able to go to a wider perspective that from which we can embrace that paradox. And it turns out that the wider perspective is something we need in order to find our calm, in order to deal with the violence and the trauma of this world. When we step into the wider perspective, we are more able to hold it, to not be freaked out, to stay connected with our higher functions from that place of that higher, wider perspective. And the verse that really sent me to this spiritual challenge is one that I call Radiant and Earthy. And the daughters of Jerusalem ask us, tell us, you're looking for your beloved. What makes him so special? And he kind of got, is there like a Walt Whitman thing about, do I contradict myself?
I'm human.
No, yes, I contradict myself. Yes, I contain multitudes. And that's the kind of step that we take in that place of contradiction. That actually we are sent to that place. So the answer to their questions says Dodi tzach v'adom. My beloved is radiant, meaning like there is this kind of place of infinite light shining through him. V'adom, he is so earthy. He is, connected into this incarnation. And, the challenge that, when I see all paradox, like the mother of all paradox is the one that says, can I feel myself as both divine and human at once, knowing myself as an infinite, eternal soul while embracing the truth of my mortality, my humanity? Can I do those both at once? And then, and if I can, dagul. He towers above those 10,000. He lifts himself up to embrace all of those paradoxes. So that place of earthy and radiant, that place of paradox, brings us kind of up the mountain. Dagul is that it is, it says he towers above 10,000. He towers above reality to be able to hold it all, to encompass it all. So today I want to take that journey through paradox to the wide perspective, to the mountain, and to the place from which we can we can bless. Really, we can bless it all. So that's the journey. That's the journey I want to take. So I want to invite you first to take a look around the Zoom room, to take in all of the beautiful faces here, and invite into your practice.
Hey, Fred.
And each of us holding multitudes here. And we will welcome Ziva Lev into this world. So I want to teach you first the practice, and then we'll go a little deeper into it. So the chant goes like this. Dodi, tzach, ve'adon, Dodi, tzach, ve'adon, Dodi, tzach, ve'adon, Dodi, tzach, ve'adon, dagul mervava, dagul mervava, dagul mervava, dagul mervava. Dodi, tzach, ve'adon, Dodi, tzach, ve'adon, Dodi, tzach, ve'adon, Dodi, tzach, ve'adon, dagul mervava, dagul mervava, dagul mervava, dagul mervava. So I want to just pause for a moment and see if we can just focus in on each of these words. So when I say Dodi, what I want to do is find this great love and generosity in my heart for the beloved. Dodi. And when I say the word tzach, I want to kind of expand my being into this being of light, this radiant light. Tzach. We're try that. So it's Dodi, tzach. And then when I say Adom, I want to go from that place of kind of out there radiance into the Adom, which is this earthiness, this like rootedness, this kind of feeling that really, really deeply inside me, really feeling my body, right? So it's Dodi, tzach, ve'adon, Dodi, tzach, ve'adon, Dodi, tzach, ve'adon, Dodi, tzach, ve'adon. And from there, what I want to do is find that place in me that is just going to be lifting up into the widest perspective. And the way that I do that with my body, with my gesture, but also if I close my eyes and I look up inside my head, with my eyes closed, I'm looking up I'm opening up my third eye. I'm opening up my crown. So dagul merivava, dagul merivava, dagul merivava, dagul merivava. You feel it? Can you feel that kind of opening up? Right? Opening up the crown. So we're going to kind of lift ourselves up above 10,000. But first we want to embody those multitudes that we are. Dodi tzach v'adom, Dodi tzach v'adom, Dodi tzach v'adom, Dodi tzach v'adom, dagul merivava, dagul merivava, dagul merivava, dagul merivava, Dodi tzach v'adom, Dodi tzach v'adom, Dodi tzach v'adom, Dodi tzach v'adom, dagul merivava, dagul merivava, dagul merivava, dagul merivava, Dodi tzach v'adom, Dodi tzach v'adom, Dodi tzach v'adom, Dodi tzach v'adom, dagul merivava, dagul merivava, dagul merivava, dagul merivava. Once more. Dodi tzach v'adom, Dodi tzach v'adom, Dodi tzach v'adom, Dodi tzach v'adom, dagul merivava, dagul merivava, dagul merivava, dagul merivava. So keep your eyes closed and look up inside your closed eyes. So that looking up that we do inside us is really finding the widest expanse. It is opening up to this place of perspective, kind of through the third eye, through the crown chakra, kind of lifting that kind of ceiling from your head, and being able to kind of feel yourself connected to the wide expanse. So in our tradition, in our inheritance, what we have been given is this image of a mountain, and that mountain is the place from which my help comes, and it is this kind of a sense that that where heaven and earth meet are on that mountain, and on Shavuot, which just happened, it's sort of like there is this meeting place of us and the beloved, and that meeting place happens on the mountain. And so when the psalm says, my help, eynai, lift my eyes to the mountain, that's where my help's going to come. It has in that a kind of a truth that, there's a lot of times I look to the wrong place for my help. It's like I feel somehow off, and I wonder, how am I going to feel better? And I sometimes look to the wrong place, and it gets me in trouble. And so getting in me this sense of like, oh, that's where I look. I look to the mountain. I look to the place where the human and the divine meet. And that's where my help will come. So I want to get inside me that kind of...
See our mountains.
Yeah, that message, so that I don't look to the wrong place. I have this image of myself like feeling a little off, and like opening up the refrigerator and saying, is there anybody in there that can help me? And there isn't really, so I need to look to the mountain, but I forget. So here's a chanting is all about planting inside us the truth that we know but forget. So I look to the mountain. That's where my help will come from that oneness, from that place that embraces paradox, that encompasses all of the contradictions. That's where I want to go. I want to look there.
Yisa Adonai, he-harim, me-ayin, yovo, ezri. Yisa Adonai, he-harim, me-ayin, yovo, ezri. My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one, creator of heaven and earth. Yisa Adonai, he-harim, me-ayin, yovo, ezri. Yisa Adonai, he-harim, me-ayin, he-harim, creator of heaven and earth.
My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one, creator of heaven and earth.
My help comes from the
me-ayin,
My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one, creator of heaven and earth.
My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one, creator of heaven and earth.
My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one, creator of heaven and earth.
My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one, creator of heaven and earth.
My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one, creator of heaven and earth.
My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one, creator of heaven and earth.
My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one, creator of heaven and earth.
My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one, creator of heaven and earth.
My help comes from the one.
me-ayin,
My help comes from the one. My help comes from the one, creator of heaven and earth.
And we look to that force of creativity that is moving through us when we open up wide enough to allow it through, when we put down our judgments for a moment and embrace those contradictions, embracing both our divinity and our humanity at once. So the prophets tell us we need to get some perspective. That when we are kind of mired in it, tangled in our dilemma, we can't see the bigger picture. We can't find our way forward. And we're kind of living blind in a sense. Not seeing the bigger picture, the bigger possibilities that that are there, and sometimes I think just also being caught up in kind of being able to be manipulated by the media, by other people's opinions. We kind of lose our home, our ground place inside us, and we need to be able to reclaim our own wide perspective. So I want to do that by going up this mountain, and the mountain is the mountain of consciousness, the mountain of our lives, in order to get some perspective on our own life, but also on the things in the world that are difficult for us right now. To be able to lift ourselves up into a wider perspective, to be able to see even the difficulties as the birth pangs of something that is coming through, and we can't do that when we're just in it. It's sort of like Rebecca, who says, "Im kein lama ze anochi." If this is the way it is, why am I? And she, is in the midst of that struggle of the contradictions inside her, and doesn't even remember that she is birthing something, birthing us, birthing worlds through her. So just that remembrance, that perspective allows us to keep on going and to connect with our hope and our strength, our resources. But we need to get that perspective. And this parsha is naso, and what's so special about it is that it has in it the priestly blessing, which we're going to do. But and the priestly blessing is one of the most ancient texts that we have. It's been found in amulets, thousands of years old, as being like really a powerful prayer, and that of channeling the presence of God through us in these different ways. And what I want to be able to do is to get high enough on the mountain so that I can look down and see my own difficult places, and be able to bring compassion and blessing to those places that I hold of my own trauma. And also look down at this world that feels difficult very often. Be able to look at it from that high perspective, and be a channel for blessing. So I just want to say that our hearts have been kind of torn open with what's been happening in Israel and Palestine. And I've been writing to my friend Malila in Israel, and who lives in Jerusalem, and remembering that when we led a pilgrimage to Israel in 2012. I decided that what we would do is that we would seek out all of the good, all the peace workers, all the great lovers. There are actually hundreds of coexistence projects happening between Arabs and Jews. There's hundreds of projects happening on the ground that are inspiring, are courageous, and when people love each other, it never gets in the news. When they kill each other, it does. And we wanted to bring all our attention and blessing to all of those most courageous souls who were living
Living it.
they were living their truth of coexistence. And they and we on the pilgrimage we went to different groups who were doing this amazing work, and we blessed them, and they blessed their work and supported their work. And because they kind of felt overshadowed by all of the bad stuff. And I feel like it's like isn't it like Mr. Rogers who say look for the helpers. Look for them, they're there. And when you do that, you empower them and you honor them, and you so part of what I want to do in my relationship with the matzav, with this situation there, is to really bless the goodness that is happening from the ground up, and not just be totally kind of demolished by a sense of the government's doing terrible damage, but instead to be able to bring my loving attention, my blessing. So what I want to do is to get this perspective, so that we can see not just, what's in the news, but what's on the ground, what kind of hearts are opening all over the world. And we'll get the perspective, we'll go up the mountain, and then we'll look down at our own lives and the lives of what's happening in the world, and bring a powerful blessing and awareness to that growing goodness, that awakening. So first, let's we're going to say these words: al har-gavoah, ali-lach. Get yourself up on that high mountain, and every time that phrase repeats, take it a step higher. Take it a step higher. Go up that mountain of the soul. Al har-gavoah, ali-lach. Al har-gavoah, ali-lach. Al har-gavoah, ali-lach. Al har-gavoah, ali-lach. Al har-gavoah, keep your eyes closed and feel yourself up on that high mountain with that wide perspective, looking down at your life and at the life of the world. And if you look down that mountain, you can see yourself at every age climbing that mountain. And if you want to focus in on a certain moment of difficulty in your own life, bringing this perspective, bringing a sense of blessing and compassion. You just want to pour that compassion on your past self in that difficult time in your life. And also, as we look down this mountain, we see the world in its places of turmoil. And from this high perspective, we want to open up and pour our compassion down on all who are suffering. And do it from this place of this wide perspective, which allows us the hope, vision, understanding. And as we stand on this highest mountain, each of us becomes the high priest. With the ability to bridge heaven and earth. So I want to open up to these ancient words, allow them to pour through us and to reach those places that down the mountain where we see our own past self, or places in the world that are in need of compassion, perspective, blessing. And allow them to reach. And if you feel moved, you can make the sign of what the high priest makes with your hands. You feel the presence of the ancestors in us. Yivarech'cha Adonai yish'm'recha Adonai panav elecha vichuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha shalom. Yisa Adonai panav elecha shalom. Yivarech'cha Adonai yish'm'recha me-ayin Adonai panav elecha vichuneka elecha shalom. May God bless you and guard you. Yivarech'cha Adonai yish'm'recha. May God shine his faces upon you and grace you. Adonai panav elecha vichuneka. May God lift his face to you and give you peace. Yisa Adonai panav elecha elecha shalom. Yisa Adonai panav elecha elecha shalom. Yivarech'cha Adonai yish'm'recha. Adonai panav elecha vichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha elecha shalom. Yisa Adonai panav elecha elecha shalom. So I invite you to open your eyes and look into the Zoom room and see if we can bless each other, channel this blessing through. Yivarech'cha Adonai yish'm'recha. Adonai panav elecha vichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha elecha shalom. Yisa Adonai panav elecha elecha shalom. And let yourself be drawn to just one face on the Zoom room to see if you can pour the blessing through to that face. Yivarech'cha Adonai yish'm'recha. Adonai panav elecha vichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha elecha shalom. Yisa Adonai panav elecha elecha shalom. Maybe once more for the 10-day-old Zivalev. I'm going to find her on the screen and sort of bring blessing to her life. Yivarech'cha Adonai yish'm'recha. Adonai panav elecha vichuneka. blessing hand on your own heart and bring all that blessing back inside. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Again, look around this room, and so feel so blessed to be in practice together. And I will just say, this is, the way that our lives have unfolded through this pandemic, and what a surprise to be able to come together every week in practice this way, and to be able to see each other's faces in this deep place of blessing. So, and
Carrie's baby was born just when we started. And now she's, 14, 15 months old? 10. Oh, 10 is... Wow.
So it's like, what a perspective we get. So again, I remind you to go to the website, give a little donation. And, there is this Love at the Center mini retreat happening on June 5th and 6th, which I'm really starting to plan and look forward to. So look at that on the website and see if you're drawn to it. There's a retreat I'm doing in person in north of Minneapolis.
First one.
At the Episcopal Prayer House.
Yep.
Sai, are you coming to that one? Yeah.
All right.
Good. I hope other people decide to come. And so I want to, I think that this practice of looking down and seeing what we're, blessing ourselves and blessing places in the world, it might be good in our just 10 minutes sharing to share a little bit of what that practice was like, to be witnessed in what has been blessed, so that it becomes really real. And